What is up, YouTube? It's your boy, the franchise guy. We're coming at you again with another episode of NBA 2K20 Knicks franchise. We're at the trade deadline right now. Start off with a Julius Randle for a Serge Ibaka and a 2021 unprotected pick from the Toronto Raptors. I mean, Ibaka's probably going to get flipped after this trade. That pick, though, unprotected, is a huge pickup, though. Trade Justice Winslow for a 2020 unprotected and Tony Snell. I mean, again, picks are important right now. Players are not. 1 year deals at least is what we need to. I mean, if we had to play a 2 year deal, I mean, it's fine. It's whatever. We'll try and flip him. But 1 year deals are preferred. Get as low cap as possible and just get picks. Dwight Powell, who has a huge extension after his 2 year deal right there. Gonna trade him for Maurice Harkless, and a 2023 second round pick from Detroit. I guess it's from the Clippers, from Detroit. I forget how that works. I forget what the proper phrasing for that is. But gonna get a 2023 second rounder for Dwight Powell right here, more or less. Maurice Harkless, not a bad pickup either. Definitely probably not gonna be a huge staple. But Kevin Knox and Mitchell Robinson will be going to Detroit for Derrick Rose and Sequoia Dumboya. I believe that's how you say his name correctly. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But Rose and Dumboya coming for Kevin Knox and Mitchell Robinson. Not not too bad of players. You're pretty decent. I mean, Knox, I'm not a huge fan of Knox. Never really was a huge fan of Knox. And Mitchell Robinson, more of a letdown really for me. But get some guys that we're going to do. But we'll be releasing Inglis right there. And we'll be bringing back Noah. We did trade away both of our starting centers, leaving us with a bit of a gap in that center position right there. But Noah, bring him back on a 1 year deal. Just say, hey, finish the season off, grab some rebounds, nothing else. We need you just to defend. If he can do that, we'll be great. If not, what are we even doing here, guys? But taking on the Orlando Magic, you gotta know the Magic, they have some shooters on their team. They have some pretty good players. And, well, Vukovic, I mean, he has to name of their center, right? He's pretty good. And, well, yeah, they have Markelle Fultz, they have Aaron Gordon, who's averaging 18 points a game. Markelle Fultz looks like he's really confused right now, like he doesn't know what these lights are. He's like that alien comic meme where they all kind of say like the scientific names for things instead of like saying the atmosphere is unpleasant. But look at that. The New York Knicks are the 17th seed the 17 games back. I'm sorry, Orlando's 18 games back. Hopefully we can even that out, get us a loss this game. I mean, the more losses for us, the better. I mean, we have a bunch of guards on our team. Now that I'm thinking about, because I came into this series going, you know who I want? I want Ball, or I want Anthony. But then we end up with guys like Jalen Brunson, R.J. Barrett. I mean, not really R.J. Barrett, but we end up with guys with Jalen Brunson, Tyler Hero. Well, those guys are a great 1-2 punch. And then we have R.J. Barrett, who's technically a shooting guard, but can play small forward. So we're pushing him out of position to make him a small forward. And then we have, you have Harkless, you have a bunch of other players who on this team are kind of being pushed to their secondary positions because we have someone else in their primary positions. Well, if I were to get LaMelo, I mean, that means we'd have to get rid of Jalen Brunson, and unless LaMelo or Quentin is going to fall to us, I don't believe we're going to get either of those players. I mean, I think his name is Wiseman. I believe that's what his name is. But he's a center. He's like a 7'3", 7'4" guy. Maybe he's only like 7 foot tall at minimum or maximum. But he's a center, and we need a center. If we can bring in him, Wiseman, and that would be a huge boost. It would solidify our young core pretty much because it shows that we have all of the talent we need to go around and win with this young core. We build with this young core. We use veterans to build up our bench. We use, not really veterans to start, but we just kind of keep the veterans to, I don't know, fill in gaps we need, gaps that the young guys don't really have filled up yet. Like if we need like a really good scorer off the bench, go get a guy like JJ Redick, because I'm not gonna draft a guy who's gonna have an A+ 3 pointer to play 15 minutes a game at most and just shoot threes. You know what I mean? We're not gonna draft a guy like that. We're gonna have to sign someone like that. We're not gonna go out there and we're not gonna find a guy like Carmelo Anthony in the draft. Probably we're gonna have to sign Carmelo Anthony. All of this makes a lot of sense in my head. I'm not sure if you guys find it making sense or not, but hey, as long as some things are evening out and some things are coming out pretty well, as long as the team's making progress and players are progressing properly, I think that's what we're gonna have to do right now. We're just gonna have to progress until we have to either pull it apart and rebuild it, or strip the parts that need to be stripped. I mean, simple as that. But here we're doing something. We're jumping for joy. We're having a grand old time fouling. It was a traveling violation, actually. Knicks ball right there. We're the 21st ranked team. Only 8 games under 500. I'm surprised we aren't worse. I mean, I guess us picking up, young star talent didn't quite help us in our quest to be nothing but a straight loser. But hey, I guess, better than nothing, I guess. It's better than being trying to tank and we're getting like the 15th seed. But who knows? Maybe we could, drop some more. Maybe we can pull out some more stops and have a really bad second half. Maybe some people get injured. Maybe we lose RJ to injury. Maybe we lose Hero to injury or Brunson to injury or someone like that. Someone important to this team. But I don't know. I feel like Derrick Rose though on this team is gonna be a really low key fire piece. For the fact that you know we're limiting his minutes, so we're preventing him from getting hurt. We're not having him start and play. I guess we're having him start this game, but we're not really having him start and play 35 minutes or 32 minutes or whatever starters minutes usually are. Now we're gonna probably watch his minutes more, give him like 20, 25 minutes a game, and let him just go crazy for those 20 minutes. Give him plenty of time to rest. Giving him ample opportunities to not really be the Derrick Rose of the past, but be the Derrick Rose of the future, which could be, in theory, a better Derrick Rose, a more all-around Derrick Rose. That's what people are saying about Derrick Rose right now, though. After he left the Knicks, he had these past couple seasons, and he had that really good game with when he's playing at the Timberwolves, right? That's the team he played for. But now people are saying that Derrick Rose right now is better than Derrick Rose when he won the MVP. And I think, oh, why is that? He's not as explosive, he's not as electric, he's not as, not as dominant offensively. Well, all those things are true, yes. But the thing is, Derrick Rose became a better basketball player, a better basketball mind. Because it's one thing to sit there and put this way. Carmelo Anthony is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer when he retires, more or less. He's going to have his name, in the record books as being one of the all-time greatest players in NBA history. That is hands down going to happen. Maybe not the first ballot. Maybe he'll be like a second ballot guy. Because I feel like he's upset a lot of people in his career. He's made a lot of enemies, and that might just keep him out for a year or so. Kind of like T.O. T.O. got shafted his first ballot. But staying to basketball, try not to pull apart and go. I do that a lot. I keep switching sports to give examples. But, Carmelo might not be like a first ballot, but like a second ballot kind of guy. But, you gotta think that he's a Hall of Fame player at his core. Well, then you have a guy like LeBron James, who is a guaranteed bona fide first ballot Hall of Famer. He's not just a guy that chases stats and pads his stats and likes to shoot the ball all the time and doesn't pass. No, he's a team player. And he's the kind of guy that, wants the team to win, doesn't want just himself to win. Rather, play with a team that he thinks is going to win opposed to just going after the money. That's what Melo is. He's the kind of guy that only thinks for himself. He's a stat pad. I'm not really sure. I haven't really watched him play in Portland. But the Carmelo Anthony I know, and tell me if I'm wrong if he's changed or not, is a stat padder. Kind of only thinks for himself. Not a really big passer. I mean, not like in the sense that Kobe Bryant didn't pass because he was guaranteed to score all the time, but he just very selfish player, very for himself player. And well, that's not saying that's what Derrick Rose was, but that's the kind of style Derrick Rose was. He was more of a for himself player. More of that, I'm going to score 35 points. I'm going to get, these stats right here. But, he got injured, and then he realized he had to change his game to suit his injury because, well, he can't move the same way anymore. He can't, doesn't have the same ability to cut the ball. He doesn't have the same ability to, transition or to run and stop and shoot all in the same motion because, well, his knees can't handle it anymore. And, well, so he's had to evolve his game, and he's become a better all-around player. Instead of being a very one, maybe two-dimensional player, he's become like a 3-4 dimensional player where he can do multiple things. Works on his game defensively, works on his game offensively, works on his passing, and work on all that stuff. That's kind of Derrick Rose I want on this team. Derrick Rose can come off the bench, drop 15, 20 points. Maybe maybe goes off, has a great game, drops 30 points off the bench. There's some crazy stats right there for a bench player. But that's just he lets the young guys get their days off, and he himself understands that he's not like a spring chicken. He's not old either, which is the weird part. Derrick Rose isn't not like he's 35, 33, 34 years old. No, he's not that old at all, actually. And that's kind of, I guess, it just seems like he's been in the league a lot longer than he has, because, you gotta think he was playing in the league before the Sixers started tanking. Now he's 31 years old. He's been in the league since, 2009? And, he's just transitioned. He's, I guess, 2008-9. Yeah, 8-9 season was his rookie year. And now it's the 1920 season. So it's what? I don't know, that's a couple years right there. But he went from playing with Chicago, played a bunch of seasons in Chicago from 2008 to 2015. Now in 2016 had that one season with the Knicks, and that was supposed to be a great team with Porzingis and Rose and Carmelo. That team flopped. And then he moved on to Cleveland. Alright, cool. And Cleveland kind of cut him, and then he came back with Minnesota. And Minnesota gave him a chance, and then he had his second stint in Minnesota in 2018, and, he had a much better time. And sure, he's not scoring, last season he put up 16 points a game. And actually only 16 games played. I guess he was hurt most of the season for his first year at Detroit, but I guess the year prior in Minnesota, he's putting up 18 points a game. Which, excluding his time in the Knicks, where he also put up 18 points. That's his best total since 2011. Well, he's also averaging, 2.7 rebounds, and he's averaging just over 4 assists. But, coming to this next season, rebounds cut down a little bit, just a little over 2, a little under 2. But now he's averaging almost 6 assists a game on 16 points. So it shows that he's evolving his game. He's not trying to run up there and, get assists or get rebounds, because that's not his style. He's 6'1". He's not gonna outbody big men for assists, for rebounds. I keep saying assists for rebounds. I think he kind of realized that year that he's not the kind of guy who's not gonna get up there and he's not gonna get these big assists and he's not gonna do all these physical things because that's not his body. He's not gonna let him do that. But I don't know. It's hmm, I don't know. I think I have in my mind what a game plan for this series is what I want. And it's gonna be my first real 2K series, and I think I have just like my Rangers series and just like my Jaguars series, even my Phillies series. Phillies series is more of a win now series instead of like fully gut teams. Like yeah, I think 3 of my 4 series this year I fully gutted teams. This team got fully gutted. Rangers were fully gutted, and Jaguars were fully gutted. I had a guy comment on my Jaguars franchise saying that he didn't like how much talent I traded away. And I said to him, I said, hey man, I get that. I get that most people weren't gonna like, the style I was choosing. And I understand that if you don't like it, it's fine. I'm not gonna be upset or offended if you didn't like the style of franchise I chose to play as. I mean, it's cool. It was supposed to be different. It's supposed to be wasn't supposed to be realistic in any sense. If I want to do realistic, I'll come back, in next round of games, and I'll go back to um, a more realistic style. Because I think there's one thing of playing, playing realistically, and there's one thing of playing for fun. We're playing video games here, and I'm, creating content on YouTube. And it's one thing if I want to have a storyline where, Andre Iguodala's fed up with the team, so he doesn't want to play and he's skipping practice, and we have to cut him, and so on and so forth. Sure, that's can be fun to some people, and and those guys who create those overarching storylines, I respect them. I watch their content and I like, yo, that's some great content, that's some great storytelling. But that's just not me. I want to play and I want to have fun. Yeah, I think that if I want to do this professionally and if I have to wake up every day and play video games and it becomes a chore, I'm not gonna want to do it. So at least if I like, switch up my styles of gameplays and I, don't just do what's easy, just do something different. Go out there and, try and get prospects. Go out there and try and get, tank for a couple seasons and then, use all these prospects and all of these guys you've drafted and come back super strong and, well, yeah, do that stuff. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'm just crazy right now, but hey, we're having fun. We are currently down by 8 points, though. I mean, Fultz picks up that steal right there, slowly walking it in. People like to say that Markelle Fultz is a better shooter than Ben Simmons, even with a broken shot. I mean, sure, I guess he's a better shooter than Ben Simmons. And I'm pretty sure Ben Simmons has a higher career three-point average than Markelle Fultz. Nah, actually probably doesn't. He has a higher season average than Fultz this year. I guarantee it. Higher percentage of made three-pointers, but who knows? We're doing uh, we're doing some stuff. We have a huge plan set for this, and well, we're gonna win. I want this series to end up being a win. I want us to win this series. I want this series to I want to bring a championship to New York before we move on to the next game and bring out a new series. And well, I think with something like this, they're longer episodes. Maybe we cut them down. Maybe cut down the time from over 20 minutes. Maybe cut them down to like I don't know, the 15-minute range. I feel like that'd be more of a I don't know. Maybe we do something like that. Because I'm not sure how many people are actually sitting around watching for the entire 20. I'm not sure how this episode's gonna be like 23, 24, 5-minute long episodes. But I know guys who prefer to stay around for like the 8, 10-minute episodes. I'm looking at the analytics more of my channel, and a lot of my viewers are coming from my NHL franchise, and even then, most of the views that are coming from that are only about 8 to 9 minutes of the episode. I think it's like 8 minutes and like 36 seconds. Well, the series or the episodes are like 25, 30 minutes long. A couple of them are a couple like 40-minute episodes in there. But yeah, that's the thing. It's like, hey, we're doing stuff here, and well, we're gonna keep providing excellent content. We're gonna keep providing content's gonna evolve with the channel. Yeah, I think that. And I guess getting into more YouTube related stuff, people were like kind of scared by Kappa for a good minute, and then YouTube got scared by Kappa, and it kind of broke YouTube. And now people are kind of realizing it's like, hey, it's really not that scary after all. It's like saying that the FTC is probably one of the most underfunded government organizations, and they're not going to go after YouTubers. They're going to go after large companies that are clearly violating, not small content creators. Gotta think, oh, I have 3 million fans. Well, you're not the target. You're not a multi-million-dollar organization. You're one guy who makes Pokemon videos. You know what I mean? Like, this is my example right there, because a lot of Pokemon YouTubers are kind of scared. But yeah, so I mean, just gonna make sure my content is not designed for kids under the age of 13. My content's designed for people my age. I'm 22 years old. Majority of my viewers are from that like 21 to 35 age bracket. And that's my age bracket right there. That's the kind of people I make my content for. I'm not making content for young kids. I get it. It's video games. Young kids are gonna watch it. Cool. It happens. But I'm not making content for young kids. I'm making content for people my age. People, you know, upper high school, college players, college people. But you see stat lines out there. Oh my lord, we had two guys drop 30 on us. Guy dropped 24. Trash game, ended up losing 146 to 134. But if you guys like this episode, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, to YouTube. Peace out, rock on, stay super classy, I guess.